Yo, what's up? In this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 albums of 2014. Now, the list will consist of free mixtapes as well as retail mixtape. And my criteria is the albums that I heard. So, if you got some suggestions of mixtapes or albums to check out, let me know in the description box. And I'm also going to give you my worst album of 2014. It would be only albums. This list will only consist of albums that I listened to. So, Iggy Azalea and Nicki Minaj won't be on the list because I know I'm not going to like it. So, I didn't even attempt to listen to anything like that. So, number 5, Royce da 5'9", my favorite albums now. Royce da 5'9" and DJ Premier Prime. Now, I bought this album like a couple of days ago. And I heard about this album like a month ago that they were getting together to do an album. Now, DJ Premier is like my number 1 favorite beat maker, producer, however you want to call it. And Royce da 5'9" is a pretty good rapper. Very underrated. Get overshadowed a lot. But this album is a kind of short. It's not even 40 minutes, but within that 30-some minutes, it's a solid album. I suggest you check it out. It got guests on there like Carmen and Mac Miller, and it's pretty good for a short album. So I suggest you buy it. Slaughterhouse, number 4, Slaughterhouse, House Rules. Now, this is a free mixtape that I found on Dat Piff. Everybody should know Slaughterhouse. It's a super group. And they came out with a mixtape this year, so I downloaded it and I listened to it during the summer. And I was surprised that they didn't try to sell this album for retail because, you know, as of late, mixtapes been pretty much retail quality albums or whatever. Pretty solid 10 out of 10 rapping all the way through. I was kind of hesitant because I was thinking that the beats wasn't going to be good or whatever for some reason, but I was proved wrong. And it's a pretty solid album, so I suggest you download Slaughterhouse House Rules if you haven't already. Number 3, Mac Miller, Faces. Now, Mac Miller I heard about, but I really didn't pay him any attention. I just thought he was one of these, you know, flash in the pan rappers or whatever. He based out of Pittsburgh, I believe. So this was my first listen to Mac Miller music. So I downloaded Faces. It's a free mixtape. It's a pretty long album, so if you traveling somewhere pretty long, I suggest you listen to this because it's long enough. It's like an hour and a half. With the exception of 3 songs, the rest of the songs are pretty good and solid. And I became a fan of Mac Miller, so I started downloading his numerous other mixtapes. I even bought his album, watching movies with the sound off, and I was impressed. So I'm looking forward to his next project or mixtape, whichever one comes first. You know, I became a fan after listening to Faces. Number 2, Mick Jenkins, The Waters. Now, I never heard of Mick Jenkins until I was looking on Dat Piff. And, you know, you could go to celebrated albums and hot this week or whatever. And the covers look pretty cool. And I sampled some of the songs by listening to the little thing. And I was impressed by the song, so I downloaded it and listened to it. And this is one of the best albums of the year. You know, this is another album that I wonder why he didn't like put it up for sale or whatever so people could buy it. But solid all the way through. The main theme, as you can see from the title of the album, is water. He referenced that throughout the mixtape. He based out of Chicago. He got Joey Badass on there. It's like towards the end of the album. and he could really carry an album. I'm looking forward to his next project. I even downloaded his previous mixtape, Truth and Trees, Trees and Truth, I think. So check out Mick Jenkins. Now, number 1 is Status Selector album, What Goes Around. Now, Status Selector is a producer, just like DJ Premier. So he do the beat of the album. He got like a whole bunch of features. The guy from MOP, Pro Era, you name it, Ab Soul. Only one song off the album that I don't like. It's a song with Snoop Dogg. But other than that, the production is a 9 out of 10. The rapping, with the exception of that song, is like 10 out of 10. And it's a solid album from beginning to end. The theme is kind of like jazz rap, and I always was a fan of jazz rap, like through Gangstar or A Tribe Called Quest. So check out that album. Like, you won't find this album like on mainstream channels. I would listen to a podcast, Hip Hop Digest, and they mentioned it. I didn't even know Status Selector came out with an album. So I went and downloaded it. Well, I bought this one off Amazon, and I was impressed, and I listened to it like once or twice a week going to work. Alright, so those are my top 5: Prime, House Rules, Faces, The Waters, and What Goes Around. Honorable mentions, albums that didn't reach my top 5 but still pretty good: Taib Ali, a Philly-based rapper, Keystone State of Mind, 3. Dylan Cooper, XXX. 3 Leaf Clover by Gang Green, aka Mansky. Those albums were pretty good also. Now, the worst album. It only one for me. And you could really call it the most disappointing album. And that's Common, Nobody's Smiling. I hate this album. This is one of his worst pieces of work, next to Universal Mind Control and Electric Circus. Well, to the defense of Electric Circus, it kind of experimental, and I found some of the songs are okay. But this is like the worst album he ever made. Okay, now leading up to the album, he was saying this album he gonna address the issue about Chicago, and it's gonna be a dark album, but the album is complete trash. The production is horrible. The rapping is disappointing and lazy. He got goofy guest stars like Big Sean. He don't even fit in. That song that he on don't even fit into the album. I think only one song, and it's a bonus track, that I like on that album. But the rest of the album is complete garbage. I'm very disappointed in Common for coming out with that. You know. And I'm the biggest Common fan you could find. And he came out with this. This is a poor excuse of an album. I hate to go hard on him, but, I'm just telling the truth. He shouldn't have came out with this album. And whoever greenlighted this should be in trouble or something. Because this album is not good. I bought it the moment it came out on iTunes, but you can't get your money back or whatnot. So I'm stuck with the album. I heard it one time and just deleted it off my iPod. It's not one of them albums I gotta listen to again. It's just not good, So that are my worst albums. Write in the comment section what you think your worst and your best albums are. So with that said, that's it.